So hopefully in the future.
Well, you never know. You don't know who's watching you during the Tay Bridge, A to Z Dundee.
You never know.
There might be someone saying, "Oh, see that boy over there?
See that?
Get him in my team.
See that guy with a mullet? That's horrendous. But yeah."
You shouldn't have mentioned that, because then only.
I know. I've not got the mullet anymore. It was my defining feature, my best quality.
Yeah. We'll say he doesn't have it at the moment.
No, I know. Coming soon, coming back, returning.
Coming soon. Coming soon to a cinema near you.
Yes, Bailey Newsome's mullet.
Hello and welcome to Drumbeg Studio Podcast. I am Michael Lumbey. In this week's show, we're going to be chatting to graduate actor Bailey Newsome. He is part of the graduate scheme at Dundee Rep Theatre. We will also have music from Better Halves and Cara Rose, but this is the new Madrids, Perth's very own, with their latest single, New Hell. That's the new Madrids with their yet to be released single, New Hell, here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast. The new Madrids are an American rock band from Perth, and that song, New Hell, was released as a pre-release on YouTube, the full song, which can be found on there. These guys are an American rock band from Perth, and they formed back in 2010 with the 4 remaining members of a band called The Revivals. Since then, these guys have just boomed onto the music scene, and they've released 2 albums since then. They also have this new single. They've got some new music coming out as well. I was lucky enough to see them, I think it was last year, support the temperance movement at Cara. All I want to say, guys, many thanks for letting me play that song on my show. All the best with the new music in this single when it is eventually released. Keep an eye on their Facebook page, on the digital media platforms for their new music and any gigs that they've got coming up as well. Many thanks, guys. Now, it is time to meet this week's special guest. This week's special guest is graduate actor Bailey Newsome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm alright, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's getting a bit cold these days, but
pretty chilly.
Yeah.
Pretty chilly. I'm not I've been expecting it, to be fair. Since I've moved here, it's been really, really sunny, like annoyingly sunny. But so we'll see what the cold weather brings us. But
the doom and gloom of Christmas.
I know, it's
winter.
horrible, right? What a terrible season.
So some of the listeners may be surprised to hear from your accent that you're not from Scotland.
Well, I wasn't born in Scotland.
You weren't born in Scotland?
But my dad insists that I'm from Scotland. No, I was born in Huddersfield, in Yorkshire. My mum's from there. And I was there. I lived there until I was about. I was very young. Must have been maybe even 1.5.
Right.
And I just don't think my parents were particularly happy down there. They were a bit. I don't know. They just felt a bit stuck. So my dad's from Glasgow, so they moved up here. And I've lived grew up in the East End of Glasgow. I've lived there ever since.
Hence the accent.
Hence why I'm not got a Yorkshire tone.
I was going to say I'm not going to try it, but
I'm not even great at it. I can't do it. But yeah, I've still got all my family. I've still got a lot of family down there. I'm going next week actually, so that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
But yeah.
So when you were young, did you have any dreams of what you wanted to become?
Acting came later on. I was always I was really into sport. I'm still into sport now, but I was really into sport, and I tried my hand at football, and boxing for a while was a brief thing, but that didn't last long. I do not have the commitment nor the discipline for it. But it's a great sport. So yeah, trying a couple of those things, and I was always and I never really wanted to do. I was never someone who panicked. I suppose at that age you don't really need to panic about what you want to do. But,
no.
Yeah, when I think it was primary 6, primary 7, we did a production of Macbeth, but it was obviously like
toned down,
watered down,
okay, yeah.
And I was in that, and I enjoyed it. But again, I didn't really start a youth theatre or a club until the year after when I did my show in primary 7, and I really enjoyed it. My parents were like, "Oh, put you in a stage school." So then I went to, I think it was just before I started high school. I think it was about 11. I started going to the Glasgow Acting Academy, which originally was inside the Argyle Arcade, 3 floors, and it was brilliant. And I was there until I started drama school, really. And it was a lovely. It wasn't like a massively funded place either. They had some financial difficulty, and they ended up having to leave the Argyle Arcade, and they're now on Bath Street in a great wee studio.
Right.
In terms of dreams, I don't really know. I was just kind of playing it by ear a bit. I was just seeing what the next steps were. I was quite good at not trying to think, if I don't do this and this, and there's no. I was just
open to anything.
Yeah. I was just really enjoying doing it
within reason.
I
must say.
But no, I was just really enjoying it, and I was just seeing what was what, and then so I applied for the Royal Conservatoire in Glasgow, and I applied to a couple of places down south as well, and also some local colleges here. And all my auditions down south came they were really early on, because I applied quite early on. The school were great with getting all that done, and they all came quite quick, and I think they came a bit too quick. I felt a bit overwhelmed, and they were all big group auditions just by chance.
Right, okay.
And I felt a bit overwhelmed, so I was just a bit. And then the RCS one was a couple of months later, so I'd already been rejected from all the other schools. So I just thought, and in my head, that RCS was like the one that was least possible, just for the way I'd built it up in my head. But I felt having a couple of months to sort of prepare and chill a bit more, and just be like, and by that point I'd gotten into a college as well, so I knew I had that to fall back on, so there was less to lose in my head. And that was the build up to all drama school life. Yeah.
We are going to be catching up with Bailey in just a bit, but now it's time to head back for some more music. This is Cara Rose with Learn to Speak.
You better slow down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Slow down. You commit your life to the paper. You don't leave no time for fun. was thrown through the air between you and me. I wish we'd learned to speak. You don't have to shout and work out on me, just speak. And you say to me, why don't you live a little less? Your mind's running too fast for your legs. Oh, but why don't you live a little more? Your mind's far too old for your soul. Don't know this is new for me too. Why don't you try a little better? I'll try better too. Come on, let's not lose our minds. Why don't you try a little better? I'll try better too. I'll try better too.
That is the incredible voice of Cara Rose here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast with Learn to Speak. That track was recorded live at the Mitchell Library in Glasgow. Cara Rose is a singer-songwriter from Glasgow, and you can check out the video for that song, the full song, on YouTube. She has quite a few songs up on her YouTube channel. Catch all her latest events and gigs that she's going to be doing as well on her Facebook page. All the best with your future. Now we turn back to our special guest, graduate actor Bailey Newsome. So after a successful graduation, I assume. Is that it?
It was good. It was successful. Yeah, no, it was great.
What was the plans after that?
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, graduation itself was one. I mean, it was brilliant. Richard Madden was there. They would do like an honorary doctorate every year.
Right. Okay.
And obviously he's an RCS grad and an acting grad, so obviously he did a bit of a big year with Bodyguard and winning all sorts of awards.
Yeah.
So they invited him back to this doctorate, and it was brilliant. They did a Q&A the night before that I got to go to. It was great. Asked him a wee question. Don't remember what it was, but yeah. And then the grad scheme came up. Which I've been very, very lucky to be a part of. And yeah, we found out when we were going down to London for our final shows, I got the call from Andrew to say that I was being offered a place, which was a very nice surprise. And it just means now as well a bit just security for a year, and a place that you can really be nurtured within. And coming out of drama school is a scary thing. For anyone, regardless of positions or what work you've got lined up, because you're kind of finally leaving that bubble of protection. As an actor, you can have the next 6 months lined up of work, and you're like, great, but then those 6 months could be up, and then you might not work. You might not work for another 6 hours. So there's always that sort of uncertainty, regardless of what sort of position you're. Even like David Tennant says, you think how successful he is. He's even like, I try and job each day I can because it might be my last one. You never know. You just never know. So even he has concerns with that, even someone of his stature. But yeah, luckily enough, I was able to have this sort of cushion and this, a place where everyone's amazing and lovely, and it's a place where you can kind of just, they can nurture you a bit and work with you, and you can still kind of hone your skills a wee bit more. So yeah, it's been brilliant, and I've been very, very lucky to be part of that.
Yeah, well, you're very lucky. I mean, especially this year with the Rep celebrating its 80th birthday, just maybe adds even more sort of specialness to
it really has, yeah. It's a big year for the Rep itself, and for the ensemble, obviously. 2 anniversaries they're celebrating. So yeah, to be able to do, we've gotten to do a new play in Tay Bridge, brand new writing, A to Z of Dundee, another new play, but a much different style to original. This is sort of, comedy, sketches, songs, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Willie as well, another anniversary that just happens to go in the tour with that, and then Measure for Measure, which is be nice to sort of get your teeth into as well. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to all of them. There's just such a great variation in all the shows, and we're gonna be all different directors. Well, no, Andrew's directing too, but working with 3 different directors, 4 different styles of show, 4 completely different texts. So yeah, we're delighted, and I'm excited. Last day of A to Z tonight, last show tonight, which has been a lot of fun, and then we start our New Willie a week on Monday.
Summer breeze, the scent of cider and aftershave. Do you remember any time before or since that we felt so brave? The fields grew a different kind of grass, lying soaking up the sun. Those were the days when we just lived for fun. We were impatient to grow up, but now we all want to go back to eternal summertime, with all our hopes and dreams intact. When the world was ours to take, and our only limit was the sky. They say our best days are ahead, but still I'm chasing days gone by. Ours to take, and our only limit was the sky. They say our best days are ahead, but still I'm chasing days gone by. Chasing days gone by.
That is Better Halves with their latest single, Days Gone By, here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast. Better Halves, these guys are a 4-piece indie rock band from Edinburgh, and that song was released on the 2nd of August this year on all digital media platforms. You can find the full song up there on all those platforms, plus their latest 2 singles that they have up there as well. Just want to say, guys, many thanks for letting me play that song on my show. Keep an eye on their Facebook page for their latest gigs and music that they've got coming up. I think these guys are going to do really well in this industry. Many thanks again. All the best, guys, for your future. Now, we turn back to our special guest, graduate actor Bailey Newsome, for the final time today. So we've chatted about some of your stage work. But you do have a few TV credits to your name.
A couple, yeah.
If my research is correct. That you have to your name. You have The Field of Blood, which I believe you were in an episode for. Yeah. And then one called Saved, and then The Sunny, which was the previous 2 were in 2011, and The Sunny was 2014, I believe.
That's correct.
So tell us a little bit about your TV work.
Well, Field of Blood, that's the thing as well. So when I went to the Glasgow Acting Academy, at the time they had a child's talent agency attached to it. So when you joined the talent agency as well.
Okay.
So within 2 weeks of me officially joining the academy, I had that audition for the Field of Blood. And I was like, alright, okay. And it was originally for another part that was over 2 episodes, and was he wasn't in it lots, but the plot kind of revolved around something that he did. So I was going for that, and I think it was down to me and one other boy, And then the director was like, "Oh, we're not offering this, but we can offer you this other smaller role." It was this kid running by an ice cream van. It was about 4 lines. So I was like, "Yeah." And it was just a day's filming, and it was a nice wee show actually. There was Peter Capaldi was in it, and Ford Kieran, and Peter Capaldi, who I met on the bus for dinner. And at the time I didn't know who he was, and it was only years later that I realised, oh yeah, I was speaking to Peter Capaldi, but I had no idea who he was at the time.
Yeah.
Now he's Doctor Who, or was.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's annoying. I'd have taken advantage of that now. I saw him in a chippy last year, and I was going to be like, no, but obviously he wouldn't remember me. But yeah.
Should show him a wee photograph.
I know.
Of
Do you
what
remember
were like?
filming an ice cream scene in the Field of Blood 8 years ago? But yeah, there was that, and then not long after that was Saved, which was a short film. So they came sort of back to back, so I kind of thought it was the bee's knees at this point, so I was like, 2 jobs in a row, this is easy.
Dare I ask how old you were?
I was 11 or 12 at this stage.
Right, okay. So you think this is easy, work is easy.
Like, this is easy.
What my parents complaining about.
Yeah, this is easy, and then you realise it's not easy at all. But yeah, no, Save, that was shot over a week, and it was horrendous. We filmed in Cumbernauld, and it was horrendous snow the entire week, just properly bad. I think it was like 2010, so it was like there was that winter. It was that particularly bad. Winter,
yeah.
But no, it really added to it as well. It really added to the whole script. It was about the sort of sickness. It was the time of sort of swine flu and stuff like that, and it really added to it all. And it's a nice wee film. It's nice. And then years later, 3 or 4 years later, was The Sunny, which was a pilot episode of a new comedy based in a community centre, which didn't get picked up. But it was with Rab Florence and Ian Connell from Burniston.
Right, okay.
And Burniston, which I loved as well, so when I got to meet those guys as well, I was like, what? So that was really cool. And I got to do, I think it was 2 days filming on there, just playing this wee Ned. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was a decent wee pilot as well. It was a shame it never got carried on. Who knows? Could have been a series regular. Could have been like a massive break that you were looking for. But yeah, since then, yeah, there's not been a lot of screen stuff, just because I've mainly just worked in theatre as well and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Bailey, this interview has almost come to the end, and it's been really good. I have to say.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, it's good fun.
But before I say thank you very much, and you can say that you enjoyed it again if you did, I have that final sucker blow, you could say, of a question for all my guests. Yeah. And I normally get it in, to be fair. They don't run off by this point. Yeah. And that is, what does the future hold for you?
Well, obviously I've still got 6 or 7 months left here at the Rep, which is wonderful, and I'm going to savour them. After that, it will just be sort of getting back into the flow of auditioning, hopefully getting work. Probably just find myself a wee job as well. I'm going to move back to Glasgow as well and find a sort of a base there. I think that's just where I want to be in the end. I think a lot of people think, at least how it used to be, you finish drama school in London right away, let's go. Yeah,
and then London to New York.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's that necessary anymore. I think enough things are happening in Glasgow and in Scotland, and have been for a while, that you're not really needing to be. My agent has got an office in London and in Edinburgh. Okay. So, and they opened the London one because they wanted to appeal to more London casting directors and people like that with more Scottish actors, and it's so yeah, it's great, and so you're getting stuff from either end.
Yes, they love the Scottish accent. They do. Just because they can't really do it as well as the native people.
It's true. So you're getting a mix of both. So it would just be a bit of that, really. Yeah, this summer I went to my friend was doing a show in York. It's like a little kids show, and we went, and this is a ridiculous story, but we went and we saw it. So we got the train at like 6 a.m, and the show was at like 10:30. It was this brilliant theatre, which I think is now no longer happening. It was called the Shakespeare Rose Theatre, right? And it was like a pop-up, like Shakespeare's Globe. So they would go to a new city like every summer, and they would build this globe, and they would put on 4 Shakespeare plays, and it was fantastic. And I think sadly it's no longer a thing due to cuts or just budget. I don't know exactly, but it's a real shame. But he was doing like a little kids show there. It was like a little kids Shakespeare show. Okay. And it was brilliant. It was really, really good. A lot of fun. So it was at 10:30, so we had to get there quite early. And after that we went round York, and it's a beautiful place. So nice. We went on a wee boat ride which was great. I love boats now. That's my thing. I'm really into boats. Never gonna buy one. Never gonna have the money to buy one, but I like boats. So we're going up and down there, and then we were just having a lovely time, having pints in the sun and stuff. And we were just having fish and chips and then a couple more beers, and then we looked across the road and there was this place called the like York Armoury or something like that. I don't really know. And a bit of context, the week before I just watched, and so my other friend, we just watched Lord of the Rings all the way through again.
Okay.
So we were on that kind of train. And we went into, we just thought, we were little.
Have a wee nosy around.
Yeah, we were a little bit. We did a couple of drinks, and we went into the shop, and we were like, "Will we buy one of the swords?" They're swords, but they're not gonna like cut anyone's head off. But they're swords. They're swords that they're selling. And we were like, "Yeah, this is a great idea. Obviously, let's do it." So we went up to these guys with, it was like Aragorn's sword. We wanted Gandalf's, but it wasn't.
Okay.
So we got Aragorn's sword. Showed up and the guys were like, "I'm gonna have to ask for some ID," and we were like, "Oh yeah, of course." So we ID'd us for this sword, and yeah, it was just ridiculous. And I was like, also we were obviously we did a couple, and he was, we should not be selling us a weapon, but he did, and we walked out the shop with it. We'd split it 3 ways, and we went back to his house and we started like cutting up apples with it and stuff. And it was sharp. It was like. It's all on video as well. It was just like tossing the apple and it just glides right through it. It's absolutely ridiculous. The sword is currently still in his house, where it probably should remain. But yeah, that's how I bought a sword in York. I don't know how.
Oh my god!
But
I did not see that ending. With
no,
the apple.
It's
the apple's incredible.
It is really a good plot twist. No, it was. We couldn't believe, because we thought it would just, but it's a proper like.
That just puts a completely different spin on dunking apples. That
Yeah,
people do.
it is. It was just totally silly, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, back to my further point. Yeah, going down, having, I think my overall point I was trying to make there before I started talking about a sword, was that my friend, I've got friends down south now and they're all doing stuff down there in Sheffield, in York. So to be able to go down, obviously trains can be a bit pricey, but obviously go down and see, and you are just seeing more work from different places. And that's great. And then my friends are coming up here and seeing stuff in Dundee and seeing Dundee and things like that. And obviously all the great theatre that's happening in Glasgow. There's stuff everywhere, and luckily I know people in these places that I can go to these places and have a reason to visit, but also see some theatre as well and see more stuff. And buy more swords.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Bailey Newsome, the future is you're going to become a knight in shining armour.
Quite possibly. An actor on the side and a knight up front.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it a lot. It's been a lot of fun.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And many thanks.
Brilliant. All the best. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. A big thank you to Bailey for giving up the time to get that fantastic interview done. Just like we did with Emily Winter, we chatted for a good 45 minutes, and there's probably stuff that we couldn't quite fit in, but we probably picked the best stuff. I'm hoping we did. Many thanks, Bailey. That was incredible. That wee story at the end about the sword. Oh, you never know. Maybe I'll be doing something like that. Maybe even you, as a listener, you might be heading out to York and buy yourself a sword. Sounds good. Anyway, all the best, Bailey, with your future. Many thanks again. That's all we've got time for this week. Join me next time for my next special guest and some more great music. Until then, see ya.